going on, guys? So over here is actually the pre-pour inspection for the foundation that we had with Marin County. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain a little about what we got here today. So this part here, the inspector's looking for to make sure that this foundation is gonna be good before the concrete starts. So he's checking out how these form boards are put in. And then he's going to be looking at the plans to make sure all this rebar steel is all tied in very well. Our red poly tape, which allows for the overlapping of the 6 mil poly. Usually there's a 6-inch overlap that is required minimum. What that is to avoid moisture from rising up into your slab and affecting it. Let's continue here. So we got over here. All right, this is actually a good example. I can actually show you some stuff here if I can get it to pause right. All right. Go ahead and get this pen here. So here, our engineer has it called for 2 continuous number 5 rebar, grade 60. Well, that's irrelevant. So grade. We use 20-foot stock for this. That just means that that's just a regular size that you can just buy from a supplier. So it continues all the way around the footers. So we got footers all the way around this house, and then we have footer running along a load-bearing wall, one that's on the inside as well. And so here we have what we call rebar chairs. We like to use steel rebar chairs. They're just stronger, better for us. Number 2 chair rod, so it can hold 2 means that it can hold 2 pieces of rebar. And then if you look here in these little sections, there's this thing called loop ties or tie wire that keep this rebar attached to this chair. It's called a chair because the rebar sits on it. And you want to keep that off the ground, about 1.5 inches between the foundation floor, I guess, where the poly is, and the top of that concrete when it's poured. So you see here, you got it running all the way through. See, there it is again. And then it calls for it every so many feet. Now this rebar is going to overlap as well. We look right here. Let's see if we can clear some of this here. We can notice typically you're going to have a 24 to 30-inch overlay of your rebar to keep the strength. So if we go ahead and click this, if you look at this section here, we got the overlay right there. You see that? You're also going to tie wire that as well. Keep everything nice and tight. Get that good tensile strength and compression strength. That's why it's called reinforced concrete. Concrete alone cannot sustain itself because it can crack easy. And the rebar, the steel, allows it to marry it and just give it that ultimate strength for the cost that you need to do these projects at. So, but if you really think about it, no building cannot not have steel in it. Now we do steel framing, but you cannot have a concrete foundation without steel in it. That's why it's called reinforced concrete again. It's not called concrete. It's called reinforced concrete. So what does that mean? Steel is very important in the building process. Now what's awesome about the steel framing, it's faster, a lot of savings in a lot of ways, less issues as far as fires, termites, things of that nature. So like I said, we got the red poly tape all throughout here. Again, anywhere there's overlap and cutting, even around these plumbing openings, we want to make sure we put those moisture barriers tight everywhere around this sucker, man. Right? Want to make sure nothing is gonna really affect this, and we want to have the highest level of success rate for this slab here. So that's what we call railing up, your bar busting, rebar placing, 6 mil poly. Let's see. So in total, what you would need for this project, again, sorry, I can't just type on here, but you need rebar, right? Before the concrete, obviously. Your form boards. Your form boards is pretty much what's forming the concrete. Your rebar chairs. Your tie wire. We use loop ties, it's just easier. 6 mil poly. And the poly tape. The tape's very important. You can't just buy any tape for this. I guess one little fact while we're going through this, I wonder if we can show that if we go back to that area in the front. All right. Is around this garage area over here. My concrete guy asked me about putting if I wanted a 4-inch rat wall or if I wanted a 6-inch, which is the rat wall is around the garage area. In case you guys don't know. Because the anchor bolts, sometimes when you drill through, they tend to bust the slab on the inside and outside at times. And you have to patch it up, and it's just a headache. So we went with a 6-inch. Better for us. So hopefully I taught you guys something. Stay tuned for more learning.